Hi everybody, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mantras. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what is a mantra, how mantras work, and how you can really write and create your own mantras. That's what I do. These are some of them. I'll be sharing some of them with you later. It won't be a very long video. But it's just to give you an idea and a sense that really this is something that's practical, that you can do, that can actually help you to think and to feel differently, okay? So first of all, what is a mantra? Well, a mantra is a phrase that you will use and repeat that helps you to change your thoughts or your feelings about yourself, okay? This is an example of a mantra. Do all things with great love. As is this here, the Reiki precepts, they are examples of mantras as well. And these mantras, for example, I talked in a post that I did a while back on my Instagram and Facebook about the distillation of whole tomes and whole volumes of work and of energy that are distilled into really simple phrases like do all things with great love. So you could say, for example, the whole religious practices or cultural practices that are involved with Buddhism, for example, or it could all be reduced down to this one phrase, which is to do all things with great love, okay? And this is why mantras are powerful. They're powerful because, as I said, behind them in order to create that comes a lot of understanding. There's a lot of understanding that goes into fully and a lot of work and energy and effort that goes into fully understanding what this means as a practice. You know, how can we do this? How can we do all things? Well, what does that mean? What does to do? What does all mean? What does things and what does love mean? You know, there's a great amount of energy that goes into creating these type of mantras, but we can use them even if we don't have that same level of understanding what this means. We can use them to help us to change our thoughts, our minds, our feelings, and our actions. Okay. Well, how does a mantra work then? Okay, for us, for you. So if you're someone that's never used mantras, you've never said a phrase to yourself, for example, they're really, really good to stop you from thinking in certain ways. So the first thing that we can do is we can try to notice the type of things that we tell ourselves, the type of words that we use to describe ourselves, the type of words the type of language that we use. I mean, if, for example, you're somebody that tells yourself that you're no good, that you can't do something, that you're useless, that you're miserable, that you're unhappy, that no one's going to love you, and we all tell ourselves those things. The thing that I used to tell myself all the time was that I hate myself. I hate myself. I hate my life. I hate myself. I hate my life. I used to say that to myself all the time. I said it that often that I stopped hearing that I was saying that to myself. It was just like an undercurrent, you know, for years. An undercurrent just was there that I hate myself, And, you know, we all think we've got reasons to hate ourselves. I mean, obviously now, darlings, I mean, that is so far beyond where I am. I mean, I really don't hate myself. And this was one of the mantras. I'll share one of the mantras that I used to help me to overcome that a while ago. You know, it's really important with a mantras, and for mantras to really to work for us, is to recognize the negative self-talk, the things that you often tell yourself, the ways that you often refer to yourself as. You know, it's important that you notice those things, okay? And when you notice that those negative self-talk or those negative attitudes arising within you, say the mantra. Be compassionate toward yourself. Be honest with your dealings with people, or whatever your mantra is going to be. So for me, the example that I used was, as I said, I used to tell myself years. I mean, we're going back a bit, but not, you know, a few years ago now. Let me find it here. This is, I mean, literally, I've done this for years. I have these little these little post-it notes. I mean, like every teacher. Like every teacher's got a stash of these things everywhere, haven't they? And this was one that I just wrote myself. So I used to tell myself, oh my God, I hate myself. Like I'm just like, I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself, I hate myself. And obviously I don't hate myself anymore. But I don't think I used to hate myself. I just used to tell myself that all the time. And this was the mantra that I used to overcome it. So when I would say to myself, you know, oh, I'm no good, like I'm useless, I'm rubbish. When I noticed myself saying that to myself, this is what I would say instead. I would say, no, Ruth, that's not true. I am worthy of love. I am deserving of love. I am capable of love. I love me. And I would say that to myself 3 times, 4 times. And I'd even put it on here. This is my, it's a desk, but we call it an altar because it's where I pray every night and I meditate every night. And I have every day for the last 5 years. And when I sit at this desk and I would put this there and I would open the desk because it's got a roll top, and I would open it and I would see this and I would remind myself this every single night. I am worthy of love. I am deserving of love. I am capable of love. I love me. And I think that it wasn't until I started to say that to myself that I realised the extent of the negativity I had toward myself. The fact that I didn't feel that I was worthy of love. I didn't realise that I didn't feel like I deserved, that I wasn't capable of it. And I didn't realise that I really didn't love myself. And, you know, life happens to us, you know. Oh, I've got another mantra that fits with that. I'll come to that one in a minute. But life happens to us, and it can take you over in a way. So the thing that I would say is try to notice your predominant negative thoughts. Try to notice the things that you say to yourself often, the things that you say to yourself most often. You know, if you're telling yourself that you're useless at something or you're not able to do something, try to notice that. You probably know what it is, okay? And then you need to just write a phrase that helps you to counter that thought, that is opposite that thought, okay? Because when you are negative, you know, when you talk negatively to yourself, you need to start to say your mantra, whatever your mantra is, okay? You will notice, first of all, how often you say these things to yourself. How often you say to yourself, I'm no good, I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm disgusting, I'm disgraceful, because we all say those things to ourselves. God, do you know what? It's actually really liberating to say this out loud. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's so nice to say out loud that, oh my gosh, I'm going to swear, how shit do we feel about ourselves and how much shit do we put ourselves through? Like, oh my gosh, like we say to ourselves all the time, I'm useless, I'm rubbish, I'm disgusting, who's going to want me? Who's going to want any, you know, and we say these things to ourselves and it's disgusting. We shouldn't, but we do. Every single one of us, every single person on this planet, including Kanye West, including Donald Trump. I use those examples because, you know, you'd imagine that these people feel fabulous about themselves. Every single person on this planet hates themselves sometimes, has hated themselves sometimes, has hated themselves, has said these things to themselves, and we've got to let these things go. We've got to start to let these things go. So the first thing we must do is we need to notice them. We need to be mindful. You know, I told you, if you follow me on Instagram, you follow me on Facebook, you know when I read to you from the definition of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, or the liberation through hearing. I love this book. And I've read to you the definition that the Dalai Lama signed off on about mindfulness and meditation, what that means. And it's about remembering how you feel, recognizing how we feel, recognizing how we think. And mindfulness is about that. Mindfulness is about slowing down our thoughts, our mind, so that we are conscious and we are aware of exactly what goes on in there. When we just leave things unchecked, like I don't know how long I'd told myself. I don't know how many years I told myself that I was a piece of shit, that I was no good. I don't know how many years it was. I don't know when it started. I tell you what, it don't go on anymore. because of these mantras. Anyway, so this is one of the mantras that I use. I am worthy of love. I'm deserving of love. I'm capable of love. I love me. And I use that mantra because, and I wrote that mantra because I was always telling myself that I'm no good, that I'm not worthy. And basically by repeating the mantras at times when you are struggling with negative self-talk, when you are putting yourself down, when your mind is speeding up and it's going really, really fast and you can't slow it down, when you are struggling to get control over those thoughts churning, over that mind going, when you're struggling to get over that, you need a phrase to anchor you in this moment. You need a phrase that you can repeat that anchors you here. And one of the phrases that you can use, one of the mantras that you can use, are the precepts, the Reiki precepts, which you see on my channel every day. And this was one of the first mantras I ever used back in 2014 when I started my training to be a Reiki master. And this was written by Mikao Yusui, the founder. And if, you know, when I'm going deep. I love a tangent. I love a tangent. I won't go too far off on the tangent actually today, but when I'm laughing because I so want to go on that tangent, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. The first level 1 of Reiki, and you have to live with these. You have to live with these precepts, and you have to sort of remind yourself of them. And there's a lot going on when you start meditation, and the more you meditate, there's a lot goes on in your mind. And especially, I previously had PTSD, so I came out of PTSD. It took me years, but I'm woo. But when your brain is like that, you know what, if you've got anxiety, if you've had anxiety or depression or PTSD, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And your head is like just all over the place. You can't think straight. You can't even see straight. You can't even have one cogent thought. You can't think in a straight line. I used to say to myself, this is where I'd come to. When everything else was going crazy and was going all in my head, all mixed up, I would come back to this phrase here. Just for today, do not anger. Do not worry. Be humble. Be honest in your dealings with people. Be compassionate to yourself and to others. And I would say that to myself over and over again until my mind started to slow. The thoughts were less quick. And I could gain some peace, a bit of manage to sort of overcome the cloudiness, the confusion, the roller coaster that goes on in your mind when you think those things. So it's got to be something that you can remember. And as I said, if it's something that you can't remember, write it on a post-it note and stick it, on your bedside table, or, this is on the curtains, on the hook just above the curtain. So when I wake up in the morning, I open the curtains, I see this, and it reminds me, do everything with great love, reminds me that everything that I do for me with great love means acceptance and compassion. So if I end up singing a song on one of my Reiki videos, or on one of my tarot videos, like I often do, darlings, as you know, or I end up talking rubbish for 20 minutes, whatever it is, it's an acceptance of the process that I'm in, and I have to trust that process. I have to go with that, and that's about me doing it with great love and not having my ego be the thing that chooses what I do. Or because I want people to like me, or because I want people to think I'm cool, I'm going to do this. That's ridiculous. I mean, that's not doing it with great love, is it? That's not me accepting what I'm experiencing and what I'm going through in the course of a reading, etc., etc. I love a tangent. I've just gone off on a tangent. But anyway, so a mantra can definitely help you to manage your thoughts, to slow down your mind when it's going a million miles an hour. And it can also affect your actions as well, what you actually physically do, okay? There's a couple more mantras that I want to share. Just bear with me a second, because Tiny is being extremely noisy. Okay, so there's a couple more that I want to just share with you before I finish. I mean, I'm going to have to go downstairs because Tiny's actually... I have my little notes. I've got... In fact, all those people that have private readings, you recognise these darlings, don't you? Yes, you do, because whenever I do a private reading, I always write down a few notes on my people, on my clients, and I always then burn them at the end. It's about clearing the energy out, you see, and I burn incense. It's part of the ritual. Anyway, as I say, I'm just going to go through the notes. So I just wrote these little notes down for my little video today, and this is one of the mantras that I wrote on the comments, beneath the comments on the Libra video. As I said, I was in conversation with one of my viewers, and I said to her, one of the mantras that you can also use is, I am strong, I am confident, I am able. For example, you know, something as simple as that. There can be one sentence ones, you know, I am strong, I am confident, I am able, I am enough. You know, that's enough as a mantra. It doesn't have to be as long as this one, if that seems long, or if this one seems long. It doesn't have to be as long as that. The point of it is, the point of a mantra is that it's something that counters one of two things. It's got one of two purposes. It either counters, i.e. goes against the negative self-talk that you tell yourself in your mind over and over. Okay, so it's something that if you say to yourself, I hate myself, then your mantra might be, I love myself, I am worthy, I am good, I am kind, I am honest, for example. Yeah. Or the purpose of the mantra could be to ground you in this moment, which is what the Reiki precepts do, for example. So when your mind is going washing machine crazy, you can't think, you've got all these people. You know what that's like when you're stressed out, you've got the work, you've got the this, you're feeling bad, you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed. A mantra can alternatively ground you in this moment, like this one always used to do for me. So, you know, when you, excuse me, when your mind is playing up and it's going a million miles an hour, a mantra like this can ground you in the moment. So I would always say this is a brilliant one. If anyone wants to use that one, you can look up the Reiki precepts online, but this is why I always remind myself of this. The secret method of inviting happiness through many blessings, just for today. And I love that first line, just for today. That's about saying that it's only right now that I have to do this. Only right now, in this moment, when I'm angry, when I'm feeling angry, upset, scared, afraid, confused. It's only right now. I don't have to think about next week or tomorrow or next year. It's just today. And I will not anger, I will not worry, blah, 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 blah. And these are the things that can draw you and draw you out of that washing machine mind and plant you firmly in this moment, okay? Another way that a mantra can work, as I said, is it's about changing your actions, okay? It's about influencing your actions and always you being mindful of the motivations around why you do something. So, for example, one of the things, I mean, I wonder, when would I have written this mantra? Now, you know, this was one, it's a longer one, isn't it? And this was, again, you should have used to see this desk before I started working on it. Honestly, it had Post-it notes everywhere, babe, I swear. No lie, babe, no lie. And I would stick it up there, and every night I would say this to myself. And, you know, I did my, let me just check my certificate. When did I do that? Yeah, I got my 2015. I finished my my Reiki practice in 2015. I got my, is that my master's? Yeah, I got my master's in 2015, December 2015. And since 2015, I've wanted to start work for myself. I've been a teacher, for those people that know and follow me and watch my videos. You know that I'm a teacher, or used to be an English teacher, 10 years. And whatever. But anyway, I didn't really want to do that. And I thought I need to make this change. And this was something that I would say to myself, you know, I would say this to myself in order to encourage me to take action in a different way, in order to sort of almost understand why I wasn't taking action already. You know, I would tell myself this. I would tell myself, I can take action now. I can make the next right step. I can live my dream now. I am brave, strong, powerful. I am here now. I can. So anyway, whatever yours is, you know, it's up to you. I mean, I would write these things down and say these things to myself to remind myself you know, as I said, I can do things differently. I can think differently about myself to understand that where I was putting my energy, if I'm always putting my energy into negative thought patterns, that I'm not going to feel better. If I'm always saying to myself, I'm no good, I'm a piece of shit, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too ugly, I wish I had the afro like my sister, which I do, but you know. I listen, yeah, that's like a little, for those people that actually do follow me, you know who I follow on Instagram, and it's all about healthy hair journey, babe, all about healthy hair journey. Anyway, see, I think that could work if I could bottle a mantra, yeah, and you know that all the girls would come to me, if I could bottle a mantra for healthy hair growth, oh, I'd be a millionaire. Anyway, so you can, if it works for you, a mantra works for you if you understand, or you know, or you try to be aware of some of the negative self-talk, or every time you're telling yourself something negative about yourself, you are noticing that and you are turning that around. You're saying something, no, I'm not. I am worthy. I can do this. I am deserving. I am capable. Okay. Or it can be something that, as I said, ground you in this moment when your mind is going too much. You know, if your mind's going too much, a great one, which again, there's a lot of wisdom behind this, even though it seems really simple and straightforward. And can I just say, I'm copywriting this because no, I'm not. This is literally like, this should be on a t-shirt or on one of those bands, you know, and Key Wisdom Tarot is gonna make these bands one day, and I'll sell them through my website, or I'll give them away when you order a private reading, and it's gonna say this. Oh my god, no, that's the wrong way around. It seems really simple, this, and I'm not in it, but it's not. I'm not being facetious. I'm being truthful. I am here. You know, this is a type of phrase, a mantra that you can use that can help you to ground yourself in this moment. If your mind's going a million miles an hour and you're not feeling positive, you're not feeling strong about yourself, this is a type of thing you can say, I am here now. I am here now. I am here now. If you're religious, I mean, I used to, one of the things when my mind was going crazy, when I say crazy, it was, I keep doing that because that's what it's like. When my mind was doing that, I would say the Lord's Prayer, or you could say song lyrics, and ones that sort of mean something to you, or a poem that means something to you. And the reason that, again, that we say that is it's about grounding yourself in this moment, and then trying to have that control over the thoughts when they start spinning out of control. Okay, so mantras are very important and very significant for that. I hope you found this helpful. I think for me, what I would say is it's really about noticing where you put your energy in your thoughts, in your mind, and recognizing that it matters. So if you notice every day that you're telling yourself, I'm not good, I'm not worthy, then you must start to, every single time you say it, every single time you hear yourself say that in your mind, or start to hear yourself saying that in your mind, you turn it around and say, I'm worthy, I'm deserving, I'm capable, I love me, I love me. And we say that because, as I said, eventually you will stop putting your energy into thinking negatively about yourself, and instead you just start thinking positively about yourself. You start to learn to think better about yourself. And then you'll start then hearing in other ways and in other areas. You'll start to hear the other times, the other areas where you tell yourself, because they're using a mantra in itself, that it gives you that heightened awareness of really what's going on in your mind, really what you're telling yourself, really what your thoughts are. And if you can do that, if you can learn to identify, this is a negative thought that I'm having, I need to make that more positive, it does, I promise you, it slows down the negative thoughts. You start to, one, hear them, and then two, you can turn them around. So really, really give it a go, and let me know what you think. I'm going to do, obviously I can do any key wisdom videos that you like. So if there's anything that you want to talk about, if it comes up in readings, it's more natural. But if there is anything you want, you think, you know what, Ruth, it would really be helpful for me to get a little video about this or about that, then, you know, by all means, you know, put it in the comments below, and I will endeavour, my darlings, to get that done for you as well. Okay, I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you can, in fact I should have kept them there, shouldn't I really hope that you enjoy this video, and I really hope that you can, you know, really find some use really for these mantras. Okay, my darling, or at least try to write your own mantras as well. Okay, my darlings. Okay, I will see you all soon. Thank you very much. Check out your other content. There's plenty of content on my channel. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.